Okay, hello and welcome. Now, I'm just going to be waiting a couple minutes more because it isn't exactly 5:30. However, it is almost there, so I will be starting the stream for the release of Bouncy Guy Update 4. I find this is an amazing accomplishment. Um, I started work on this game in 2010, which you might say as 2010, but I am really proud of how far I've went on how I made the game. If you don't know, I am the president of Halves, and I have been working on the game for 5 years. After this, I will not be working on it completely. I've been working on a new game called Dungeon Dodge, which will be coming out in 2016. Now, to get into detail, what's actually going to be happening is that basically this Bouncy Guy Update 4 has just been released. It was released just a couple seconds ago on the Halves website, so you can play along whilst this video slash stream is happening. Now, I'm going to actually speak about how long the um, stream is going to be, but beforehand, don't forget to actually go on the live stream and put in the chat what you think you want to maybe add in the game, or maybe just a question for the Q&A near to the end of the stream. Now, the questions will be only answered regarding Bouncy Guy and maybe some about Dungeon Dodge if we have enough time. Now, I'm going to go more onto the rest of everything, everything else. Now, how long the stream will actually last for? The stream will last on approximately for half an hour. Sorry for my bad grammar, not the best, but oh well. However, it might actually go over time, depending on how far we get through, etc. Now, to actually say what is new in Bouncy Guy, it isn't the biggest update, I have to admit that, but I think it's one of the nicer updates to actually finish working on as my last update. So, I'll go through the first one. Now, the first one is new music and sounds. Yes, the music has been updated to a newer, more suitable sounds for the game, so it actually sort of goes with it and it's not a bit really weird compared to the actual game. So it made it a bit more suitable and a bit nicer to play as. Now there's more settings and customization. Now when I say that, there's one new customization feature, which is changing the colour of your bouncy guy. Now at the minute there's only one, but when the next update comes, which should be in December or November, not sure, there'll be more bouncy guys. And when the app comes out, which is next month, if you are Android, you can play with an Android insert bouncy guy. This is exclusive, just to say, and for Apple, you can play as an Apple. Now, the game does run much smoother, as the coding is been shortened, which is quite good, especially if you are playing the game. It's not so bad if you're making it, but playing it, it's much better, and it's less frustrating if it lags out. This is the final update before the app is released, which, as I said, is in November. It'll be only coming to Android and iOS, but later, early next year, it'll be also available on the Windows Phone. However, it is already ready and playable online at the Halves website, which I will put in the chat in a couple minutes' time. Now, this is the actual final update I'm working on, which I have to actually say it was a lot of work, not making the game or anything, but thinking about what I'm going to do, and I decided I'm not actually going to make Bouncy Guy anymore. From Bouncy Guy Update 4, I'll be working on it with the head of design at Halves, which will be pretty good because that'll make the game a bit more lively. I have changed it and removed, and there's loads of features which have changed, and I know that's a very sad thing, but it's good that everything's changing. Now, I am working on Dungeon Dodge, a new game which will be coming to all platforms nearer to the time. of its release, I'll talk about it. There might be a stream just like this one. I'm not sure. Now, what is actually going to be coming in the next update? The game will have a better community, so suggestions are going to be used to kind of add features. So if you're the developer, it can be quite hard to think of features to add if there isn't a game which you need to port over. Now, it's really good to actually get the community involved, because then you can hear their point of view, which I think is absolutely brilliant. Now, there will definitely be new levels, and with that I mean there'll also be new customization and some new hidden features I think will be good. Mods, been an idea. I'm not sure what the new developer's going to think of that, but I think that was a good idea, and I actually did make a Bouncy Guy, which, if you didn't know, is going to be called Bouncy Guy Update 2, but I never released that update, which is interesting, and you might want to play that one later next year, when I am releasing what I call the beta builds, so you can go back in time and play the older ones in a special new launcher, which I'll be making myself. Now, as I said, there'll be more customization, and I think the graphics will be changing a lot. There will be, as I haven't actually said, there'll be more themed things. So if it's Christmas, you could have a Bouncy Guy with a Christmas hat. If it's Easter, you can maybe change the shape of Bouncy Guy into an Easter egg. Those will be mini updates. So it'll just be part of, say, update 7. It might just be an update. It might be built into update 7, which could have more features like a better menu, for example. Not saying that will be happening, but who knows? As I was saying, there will be more information on the Q&A. Now, it does say time to answer questions, but I would love to just say thank you from the bottom of my heart that Bouncy Guy is what it is today. When I started it, I didn't think it was going to be brilliant. I thought it was absolutely going to be rubbish, not popular, anything. And I actually thank you for coming and supporting me. And I'm actually going to play the new version of Bouncy Guy, and I really do hope you enjoy it, so I'm just going to switch over onto Google. And remember this URL. It is halvesnetwork.wix.com/United Kingdom. This is the official Halves website, and I'll just let it load in. What's brilliant is that it actually did say that we are live, so that is a good thing for me to know, so I don't have to worry. Now, over on programs, it does actually now say Bouncy Guy Update 4. This is absolutely brilliant. I'm just going to play it to show you what it is like. So I'm going to stop speaking and I'll let you listen to the music. So as you can see, the music is phenomenal. Phenomenal? There, I can't speak. Oh well, but this game music is brilliant. I prefer it to all the other ones. There is here, see, you can turn off the sound, turn it back on. However, you have to go back onto the main menu for the music to actually start playing. On customization, you can pick which Bouncy Guy you have. There's the classic, there's the red one which you can play as. These 4 will be coming in the future, and as I say, on Android and iOS you can play as an Android or an Apple. Pretty cool. I'm going to pick the red Bouncy Guy because I think that'll be quite interesting. Okay, now I'm done. The music is playing. Now, I love the select a game mode. Back when it was first, just original, and it was amazing. But I'm going to show you what it is like now. So, the music is relatively similar, but yet it just seems to go with Bouncy Guy. It makes the game much nicer. Now, as you can see, I am the red Bouncy Guy, which is pretty interesting. And what's been added is the punch sound. The punch sound was actually missing for some reason, and I added it back in. Now I'm just going to show you a bit of the game. I'm not going to spoil it too much for you, because I'm sure you'll be playing it yourself. Now, if you click the pause button, it will say restart, which will let you go straight to the beginning. And if you press home, it'll take you to the beginning, which is absolutely amazing if you want to change your bouncy guy, or even change game mode, which I'm going to do now. So I've now switched it to hardcore, which is a much more difficult version of Bouncy Guy. So you really don't actually need the restart button in this version of Bouncy Guy, except it just is nicer just to have it, because you might want to press it instead of die. You might want to be known as Never Die on hardcore. Now for some reason it does sometimes glitch out, especially when you die or these random things. It'll take you to random levels, which could be good. See, as I just showed you there, I am a very good dyer. It shouldn't sound very right, but oh well. Now I'll go to the home. I love this music. I spent forever and ever trying to get this music, and I think it's a good piece of music to play with. So yeah, I think this new update is the best update so far. Now I'm just going to close this tab, and here I am on this page, and I'm going to go over to the YouTube comments section, where I'll be waiting to answer some of your questions in the stream, and I'll actually be back once I've got loads of questions up on here. Thank you, and I'll see you very, very soon. Thank you for coming to the stream, and if you are going to be kind enough to actually ask a question, I will hopefully answer it. I'll be back in roughly 10 minutes. Thank you very much. So, the first one is from Lucas Andruska, a user, and he says, Thomas, where did you get the idea for Bouncy Guy? This is where. Now, in fact, it was just a random idea I had, and I thought, well, it's a good idea, and I want to make this a reality. So I started looking around for how I could possibly maybe make. It was just a random idea I had. Okay, and I thought, crossing over. That's weird. I'm not going to do that again. However, I have to admit, I loved making it, and I actually asked some other people on a website if they could possibly make it with me. They did start making it, and then they actually started getting bored of it, and I just carried on doing it myself. But thank you, Lucas Andruska, for that question. Now, I'm going to just possibly find out some more questions. I'll pause the stream again whilst the chat is thinking of some more questions. I'll be back in a couple of minutes for some more questions. Okay, I actually haven't got any more questions from this live stream chat. However, I have got a question, which is what I stream and record with. Now, when I'm actually making my videos / streams, I use a program called Open Broadcaster software, which you can see right here. I'm running it on Windows 10, as you can see, and I have it set up so it actually records my screen, which is actually pretty nice, and I think it's quite a simple program to use. You can see it's just going back and back down there into the distance. So I've got another question from Lucas Andruska, the same guy as last time. It says, will you be making a Bouncy Guy Update 5? Now, I will try to work. Well, I'll be trying to make Bouncy Guy Update 6. It's just quite a hard thing to make, and the head of design at Halves is going to be taking it over. I'm sorry if that actually might be quite saddening, but I will be working on bits and bobs, especially the app which is coming out next month. Okay, so my next question is from a random user. I can't remember where it's from now because I've just changed it. Is how I code. Now I can't actually remember off the top of my head, but I actually finish it in a Flash file, which is actually like the ones you used to see on YouTube. It is actually a different program YouTube uses now, but it used to be Flash. Now, I'm going to say, for just going back to Bouncy Guy Update 5, the thing I used to do Bouncy Guy 2016, and well, I made 2015. However, I'm not actually making a 2016, and there won't be any more games a bit like that unless of special demand. And I think that it's not always important to make those sort of apps. No, I can't remember what I'm saying now. I'm not actually listening to myself. I'm just busy typing. So, I'm not making Bouncy Guy 2016 or another Bouncy Guy Reborn because I don't want to. Now, I've just got another question from Lucas Andruska, and it is, are you making another game? Now, in fact, I am. And in a couple of minutes, I can actually show you a preview of that, which is absolutely brilliant. I am really excited to show this game once it's done. However, it's going to be called Dungeon Dodge. This is where you are one of the unlockable characters in the game, and what you do is try and dodge these pixels which are coming towards you. I think that was brilliant. Thank you, Lucas and Juska, for actually saying just he's going to support me. I'm actually really happy that there is a community out there, because one day I think the community will be a big part of Bouncy Guy and my other games, especially Dungeon Dodge, because I'll be working that personally myself. I will be doing a live stream of Dungeon Dodge, a bit of a beta demo sort of thing, and I'll also be doing one for the Bouncy Guy app. If you want to know, I can actually record on my tablet, and I'm going to start off by saying, if you want to play Android apps on your laptop, you can actually use a program called BlueStacks. It is a free program which emulates the Android program or operating system, and you can play Android games on there, all sorts. That includes games like Clash of Clans, Minecraft, etc. And you can actually record on there. However, I prefer to use a tablet to actually record on, because it's easier to actually tap everything. Now, I'm not sure, I can't remember what program I use on my tablet for it, but I am actually currently running Android 5.1. I hope there is any more questions. I'm going to actually just ask the chat if there are any more questions. I would go into more detail, but my tablet is taking forever to load up. Whilst everyone is thinking of questions to answer, I'll be going away for a couple minutes just so I can get ready to see all your amazing questions. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. So I'll be back at roughly 2 minutes to, no, I'll say 5 minutes to 6, and then we'll be just asking the last few questions and going on from there. So I'll be back in 2 minutes time. Okay, this is actually a bit earlier than 2 minutes, but I'm actually just going to say about these extra comments I've just actually seen down here. So the first lot of questions. Oh gosh, hated that again. I've done that the second time. Now James Viral says, what does this update bring? Now, as I said earlier in the stream, I did say that what was coming is, well, what came in this update was new music and sounds, more settings and customization. The game runs actually much smoother, and it's the final update before the app is released, and it's the final update I am working on my own. Now, I'm going to go back onto the comments section. And it says, from Lucas Andruska once again, what are your dreams for Bouncy Guy? Now, I'm just wondering what that means. Does Lucas, do you mean by what I think should be coming in the future once I'm not working on it? What I think. If it's that, I would say I just want it to be very similar. I don't want it to be changed. Yes, I do want more features to be added, but I want it to be like in the theme of Bouncy Guy. I don't want it to be really different. I want it to sort of just fit in with the game and make it so it's just like what it always has been. Now, this has actually been half an hour since the live stream has started. I would like to thank you all. This stream will be coming out as a video, and I would just like to thank you all for supporting me. Actually, when I've been making Bouncy Guy over the last 5 years, and I'll be continuing work on it for as long as I can imagine. I will just be looking at it, just suggesting ideas, but I'll still be part of the development team. I'd like to thank you all for actually watching, and I'll see you actually in the next stream, which will be next month. Thank you very much.